Welcome back, collective. Thank you guys very much for joining me again for another read. I want to say thank you guys too for all of the views, all of the likes, all of the subs. I really appreciate your guys' support and the comments too. I always read your guys' comments. We're going to go ahead and get into this read. So this was the deck I got drawn to for your read. Oh, you might be wondering what the big purple thing is. I'll just show you guys. My mom bought me a hyacinth the other day, so I thought I'd pop it in here. It's nice to have a little bit of live things. We're still winter here, slowly getting into spring. Boo, I can't wait for spring, guys. What do we got for your read today? Thinker, yin, new life, why? That's interesting because that yin card, that is more of a feminine energy. It tends to speak more to sort of sitting back and allowing things to come to you. I get a sort of like a sense of peace with these cards, and like really almost like someone's meditating. You're sitting back and just like considering things, reflecting on things. What's that? I keep getting a vibe with the Y card too. I can't put it into words just yet, so I'm going to grab more tarot cards. Let's see if that helps me out. Yeah, this is like, I gotta tell you, it's almost like emotional house cleaning is what it feels like. Like a taking, kind of like a taking an inventory. And putting some old things to rest. There's some acceptance here for it is what it is. But I also get to a release of responsibility for certain things. Like you, in the past, maybe you held yourself accountable for the way that certain things went. And like realizing it now that it actually had nothing to do with you or wasn't your fault. It was somebody else's choices that drove a situation a certain way. Leg up. Like, I don't know if you tried to help somebody with this leg up card, or you saw somebody was going through a rough time, or thought you could help, or you could give advice. But I keep getting like, it's like the path wasn't yours to walk. And maybe that's part of what you're realizing too now. And that's why you're letting go of some responsibility. It's like, this path was not mine. This was not mine to learn. This was not, my lesson to figure out. This wasn't my path to walk or my choices to make. So even though you were very empathetic to somebody and you tried to help, at the end of the day, I gotta tell you, I feel from tarot that they didn't choose that path. And that may have caused a parting of ways between the two of you. I get that not for you. I get the to the sea. Unfinished symphony. Spirit, can you please give me a few more cards here? Never ending story. Okay, that's interesting. So whoever this person is, it's like they weren't ready for the help, or they weren't ready to hear the advice. But you did give the advice, and it's like it's in there somewhere. And it's a matter of time before they find their way to it. Doesn't mean that there has to be a mending here if that's not what you're after. But you did give them a gift of advice. You did give them a gift of trying to offer some kind of guidance. But it's like it's something that they just have to come to in their own time. And their journey and their story isn't written yet. It's not written in stone. So Spirit's saying that they have the potential to come around to what you told them. And like have it resonate with them. And have a little bit of understanding. That one too. Flexible. Chaos and conflict. It feels like, I tell you, their energy feels like one thing to the next, one thing to the next. Like this person couldn't settle down. Their energy feels a bit erratic. They couldn't commit to one thing. This might have to do with, jobs. This most likely has to do with relationships. and that they couldn't settle down, they couldn't commit, they couldn't put the work in. Always some kind of argument, always some kind of chaos. Like, they never could just take a leap of faith on you. They couldn't just be like, okay, I'm going to trust you and we're just going to see what happens. I don't feel like that was something this person could do. Change in the wind. But like I said, you made an impression on them. And even though they didn't want to hear it, your words did make it. Like, they made it to this person. But it's something that they have to come to in their own time. And it's like you accepting that was not my path to walk. I tried to help, but it was not for me to do. This was not something that I could change. This wasn't mine. It's like, it wasn't yours, guys. I think you understand that now. Because I have this deep sense of like peace and kind of letting go of this. No place like home. I think this person winds up looking back over things. So what I'm getting from these cards is like they have this time where your words really resonate, and they start looking back and they realize what they lost with you when you guys had a separation of energy. They realize that you were someone who could have made them happy. They could have been happy with you if they would have been willing to build and go the distance. Because you're somebody who would have gone the distance, right? You're somebody who would have been patient if they had showed you that they were making an effort to change, they were doing different things, they were treating you with respect, they were reciprocating things. You would have built with them over time. Yeah, and you did everything that you could do. You did everything you could possibly do in this situation to try and bring it around to something positive. This person just was not ready for it at the time, and that was their path. And I feel like that was the fork in the road. You were like, here it is. Here it is. If you can do these changes, if we can work together, if you can build with me, then there's space. But if things will continue the way they are, I don't have space for this in my life. No more chaos, no more conflict, no more waffling back and forth, not wasting my time anymore, and I'm not wasting my time anymore. I'm choosing to do more for me and to look after myself now because you're not looking after me. This person's going to look back and they are going to kick themselves. They're going to realize that you were a blessing, that they took you for granted, and that they lost that connection with you. It's like they lost out. Spirit, can you please bring more clarity for the collective on this read? What do you got? Those words need to come out. Now about balance. This person doesn't know about balance in relationships. They're not good at it. I don't think they know how. And I think that was part of what you were trying to teach them and trying to explain to them, and they just couldn't get it through their head. Maybe they just didn't want to hear it. I don't think they were ready to hear it, because I get like I get this feeling of just not understanding, like genuinely not understanding, like they didn't get it. Exactly, the High Priestess, the Five of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. This person couldn't see with clarity. They couldn't see what a blessing you were. They couldn't see what an opportunity you were to have a happy relationship and to build for a happy future and have a happy connection. They couldn't see that. It's like they had to not have you around. They had to, it's like you don't know what you got till it's gone kind of thing. Like, that's what had to happen. You had to step away. And then they're like, oh shit. Right? Like, what happened? Where did you go? I don't think they thought, I'm getting this too, I don't think that they thought that you would actually walk away or stick to your guns with that. Like they thought they'd be able to just pull you back in. I don't know if you guys had a lot of on and off kind of going on. Well, I don't think they thought that you would just shut the door on that and walk away and be done with it. Like that was a bit of a wake-up call to this person too. Yeah, but it's like that Empress energy, right? You recognize your worth. And that you're worth more than relationships like this, where you get kind of jerked around. Like, you don't have to put up with that. You have a choice. You can choose. I feel like you did, taking your power back. And realizing what happy connections were. And that that's not what this was. And that you deserve better than that. And you're not going to settle for less than that. You got someone saying good for you too. I don't know if this is somebody in your life or if this is spirit who's crossed over, but I keep getting with the 3 of Cups, somebody's going good for you. Good for you. Someone's acknowledging that you've actually learned this life lesson. You've learned your self-worth and that you're not putting up with crap and you're not going to settle for less. As I said, I'm not entirely sure who this is, if this is somebody who is still in your life or physically alive, or if this is spirit who's passed and one of your ancestors looking out for you. But I keep getting this, good for you. You're being celebrated. You're being celebrated for learning your worth, recognizing your worth, and stepping away from toxicity. Yeah, as doing this too, as like I said, I feel like it's brought like a balance back to your life, because this person was really chaotic. I kept getting like erratic in their energy, like it felt kind of crazy. And maybe that's part of the peace too, is having physical distance from this person, so you don't have that constant energy in your life and things have just been more peaceful. Because I do feel like with all of your cards and all of your energy, I feel a lot of just peace and calm. I also get this promise to yourself to not give to one-sided relationships anymore. Like, I've learned not just my lesson from this, but I've learned the red flags. So going forward in the future, I won't find myself in these situations anymore, because I've learned to recognize the red flags. See, I'm not blind to it anymore. I'm not going to make excuses for it anymore or keep giving my energy to it anymore. It's interesting because I see you open to a new future too with this 2 of Wands. Ready to move on, ready to move forward, especially with this peace and understanding that you found and this wisdom. You actually are very much ready to move on and move forward. Like ready for a new chapter. Ready for anything to come your way or anyone, because after dealing with all of this and learning these lessons, you can handle whatever comes forward. Nothing's in shadow anymore. There's no confusion. There's nothing hidden. The lessons have been learned. Yeah, you're ready for it. You can block negative energies when you recognize them. Page of Cups. That's interesting. Is that what I think it is? Yeah, it is what I think it is. This past person trying to come back. I've changed. I love you. I've learned my lesson. Like I said, I think they miss you. What I get from the cards is I get that they genuinely care for you. They genuinely miss you. They genuinely regret losing you. But like I said, and you've learned this too, it's a path they have to walk by themselves. This is their path to walk. The cards are saying yes, they have that type of understanding, but they still haven't changed the behaviors because they still haven't figured that part out. So it'll just devolve back into the games that it was before. It'll devolve back into the chaos. Because yes, they have this understanding that You know, you don't know what you got till it's gone, so they recognize how much they care for you and how much they would still like to have you in their life, but they still haven't gotten to the core root of their own issues and why they're so afraid of commitment, why they're not putting in like that extra energy with you, why they're not treating you with the respect that you deserve and the recognition that you deserve. They still don't get it. And I can even see like being able to call them on it. Okay, well, how have you changed? What do you understand now? And then it's like looking for that, right? You know what the issues are. And looking to see if they know what the issues are. And then I get this 8 of Wands in their communication, and it's like it says nothing about it. It just says, I miss you. It says, I love you. It says kind of like, I get it, but there's no substance there. It's not like, I realize I've been afraid of commitment because of da 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 da. You know, it's not, that shadow work has not quite been done yet. That deeper thinking has not quite been done yet. And that's why we got the unfinished symphony. So their path is not complete yet. They still have quite a ways to go on their own path of realization. And sort of come into terms with whatever they've been through in the past and whatever's driving them going forward. No, they still don't. I don't like saying that, but I always tell you guys what I read in the cards. They still don't get it. They don't. They haven't finished that journey yet. Right? They just maybe started taking baby steps on it. And they would just like to get back with you. They would like to have you back in their life. And it's not because, it's not out of like an evil thing. They genuinely do want you back in their life because they do care. But they don't know how to treat you properly. They still haven't, like I said, they still haven't figured that out. They still have the chaotic energy. They still haven't learned to be the Knight of Pentacles. And part of that, like that's part of who you are. You're that steady Eddie, right? We felt that up here. You're in it for the long haul. You're in it to build. And they could kind of use that stability in their life because they're pretty chaotic. But that's theirs, right? That's theirs to learn to be that themselves instead of expect somebody to bring that into their life and do that for them. That's something they have to figure out for themselves. Yeah, it's their burden to carry. It's their journey. It's their path to walk. 6 of Wands. They still can't give you what you need, is what the cards are saying. They still can't. They don't appreciate you. They can't reciprocate in the way that you need them to reciprocate. And it's like this just isn't meant to be a long-term thing. Your paths were meant to cross for a reason, right? To give the opportunity for change, the opportunity for personal growth, and for both of you guys, because you've done that here too. Even though it's been hard for you, you've come around and you've grown and you've found wisdom on this path and on this journey because you cross paths with this person. So they have actually given you a bit of a blessing there that you've been able to grow as a person. You were an opportunity for them to do that too. But at the end of the day, that's their path to walk and it's their choices to make. Do they want to have an abundant harvest in their life? If you want it, you have to do the groundwork. This person isn't doing the groundwork. They just want the rewards of it. They just want somebody there to stabilize them or to be the steady influence. But they don't want to do any of the work to be that for themselves. They're not ready for it. They said it's like baby steps. Very baby steps. This person's very immature emotionally. 3 of Swords. Yeah, they said like you feel way more mature than them in a lot of ways. Is what I keep getting. Higher vibrational, more wisdom, more insight. This person can't meet you on an equal level. Kind of like you would be a higher vibration than they are. Yeah, you gain that. This is not yours to fix, and I think that's a lot of the realization that you've come to and that I felt from your energy coming through in the cards. This is not for you to fix. This is not for you to do. It's not your job to take on their burdens and look after them. This person has to learn to do this for themselves. And the best way that you can help them do that is to step away. I think you figured that out. It's no good for you, and it's no good for them. You need to step away and look after you. And I do feel like that's what you've done. That's the realization you've come to, and that's what you've been making peace with. And like I said, I feel peace. Like you're at peace with this. And like, this is just the way it is. I keep getting that. This is just the way it is. It's the way it's got to be. And that's the lesson that you've learned here. You've learned that you have to step away. You've learned that this person has to walk their own journey alone, and they got to figure their own stuff out. It's not for you to do. I check the bottom card here too. 10 of Cups. This person's like, you said, it's like, it's not your 10 of Cups. You can't have that 10 of Cups with them, not the way that they are. This person has to do a whole lot of growth to catch up to where you're at. And it might take them years. It might take them their lifetime. They might never complete the journey in this life. They might have to have another go around. But the 10 of Cups is not with this person. Your 10 of Cups is, honestly, I believe what you're finding now with that inner peace. You're like building that 10 of Cups for yourself. By learning this lesson, you'll invite people in who are more mature like you and on a higher vibration like you. More of a match. Because there will be no space for the ones that are more immature. Because you recognize, I recognize the signs now, and this is not something I'm going to repeat. So it keeps that kind of chaos out of your life, which makes space for just good things to come in. And I do feel like you're just happier now. I'm like, I don't want to sound mean, but I feel like you're just happier without this person's energy around. They were that crazy. They were that chaotic. They were that unstable. There was so much conflict going on. A lot of drama, a lot of fighting. It's just peaceful now, and I feel like you're happy and you feel blessed for the peace. Alrighty guys, that's your read for the day. Take care.